Who is? Oh, you can grow a beard one day faster than I can grow one. It's recorded too. That's awesome. Okay, so today you guys are probably wondering why I called you all in here. You guys are the student leaders of your advocacy classes. And so what I'm going to teach you today is how to use and create a student view account and what a student view account is used for. All right. You are going to take this knowledge of student view back to your advocacy classes, and you're going to share that with the kids in your class. You will be the student leaders, student technology leaders. All right. So we'll take about 15-20 minutes here. We'll talk about student view, what it is, what it does, how we create it, and then I'll send you back to your class, and you can do that in your classroom. Any questions?
No.
All right, so for the first thing you need to do is each of you got a piece of paper for your student view account to create one. So what I would like for you to do is if you could click on I am a student. Because what you are going to do is you're going to create your student view account so you can see everything that's involved in it. So you don't have a student view account, so what you need to do is create one. So you want to click on I have an activation key and need to create my account. You'll accept the privacy statement. Everyone will have to accept it to move on. And then, so we'll have to put in the first name, last name, and activation key. So Seth, you want to set this one out? We'll create yours up here. Is that fair? All right. So Seth is his first name. TH. Not Stephanie. Seth. And then Fraser, F-R-A-I. Yeah, it's misspelled. Yeah, they misspelled it.
That's the way to spell it.
And then the activation key is like a 6-digit, 7-digit.
4 and
It's all cap locks. 7 digits, all caps. You want to yell it to him?
4 N T 8 4 VZ 8.
I believe that's an 8.
The 8 and 8.
8 4 BZ.
That's it.
All right. So the rest of you, while you want to do the same thing. Use whatever name is on that sheet. I know some of you have legal names and some of you have preferred names. The name that's printed on the sheet is your legal name. So that's what you have to use here. If you type in a different name, you won't be able to continue past step 3. So I'll give you a minute or two to get through that step. Anybody need any help? All right, so I'll be right there. All right. So your name is that. So you have to make sure it has to be all caps. All caps. All right, so then, once you have, any other questions? No, we're good? All right, so the next part, Seth, you want to type in, you want to give him a username. We need a unique username. It helps if you use, just for memory's sake, if you use your district username, but you don't have to. You can use any name that you'll remember. So if you have your own email account that you use more often, he is using his district username. Appreciate that. And then you'll have to make your own unique passwords. Notice here that the passwords have to be at least 6 characters in length. So make sure your password is at least 6 characters. You'll have to type that twice. Another important thing for this student view account is you have to remember your username and your password. Neither of them can be reset. Your passwords cannot be unlocked. Your accounts cannot be unlocked once they are locked. The only way we can unlock an account is to create a new one. So does that make sense for everyone? So when you go back to your classrooms and tell the other students, you want to make sure that you tell them to write down the password and write down the username somewhere in their agenda so they'll remember it. Because if they don't, they'll have to come see me and we'll have to do this process over. All right? So once you're here, go ahead and hit complete account activation. All right. Cool. Does everyone see this sheet? Sarah, you still working? You're good?
We're good.
You're good? All right. So what you see here is what this is the student view side. There's two different accounts. You may have seen this when you enrolled. There's a student view and a parent view. They look exactly the same. The only difference between a parent view account and a student view account is that when you click on student info, you want to click on student info for me? the student info portion for the student account only lists the name, pupil ID number, gender, and grade. For parents, it gives all of their addresses, all of their work addresses, all of their phone numbers, and they can actually go in there and change things. We don't need you students changing your numbers because these are the numbers that get called when you're absent or that are published. So we want to make sure that that's all accurate. So you don't have actually access to anything else as far as student information goes. But if you go up here to the top, we'll show you kind of each one of these tabs, what they have, what they do. So it looks like right now, no teachers have sent you any messages. If they had, it would say the date, it would say the subject. Sometimes the messages are as simple as bring your textbook to class every A-day, or if a principal can send out a message like the Tyler Street doors are closed due to construction, sometimes you'll see those in the messages box. And those will be the first thing that pops up when you log in. And then so besides that, underneath that you have calendar. There we go. This is kind of a cool little thing that you'll definitely want to share with all your advocacy students, especially those of you that have freshmen. So you'll notice a few things on this calendar that are kind of unique. So first of all, you have the day of the week. So here on March 2nd, you can see all the assignments that you've had. So on March 2nd, you see that you had an assignment due for Miss Morris in English. It's your senior speech. Guys kind of ignore his grades. I mean, they're good, so we don't have to worry about it. But you'll see that under each calendar date is the grade you received on that assignment. So if you're curious how you did on a particular day, or how you didn't do well, so he got a 95 on his senior speech. Nice job. We'll let you give it up after this. We'll record it.
Maybe.
Okay. Your parents have this exact same calendar view. So if they have a parent view account, and they all do because they created one when they enrolled you, they can go to the calendar and they can see what assignments you have done, what assignments you haven't done, and how you did on those assignments that day. So if you said you didn't have a test on the 11th, and you went and took your test on the 11th, and it comes back, and your mom looks, she sees all the assignments that you've had that you didn't do well on, just know that they can see your calendar as well. And then the next is attendance. Yeah, you can see the different markings for the attendance. You can see like when you were tardy, when you were excused, when you had an activity that you went to. You can also see days we didn't have school, or that you didn't have school. If you're a senior, you lucky guys. If you're seniors, you don't have schools on certain hours. This your parents can see as well. So you can look down here at the bottom, and it'll show you your total number of absences, total number of tardies. So not bad. Do what? You have more absences? Less? Oh no, he's good. His grades are good too. So, all right. So after that's the calendar. The parents can see, or this is the attendance schedule. The parents can see that as well. You can see all your days. Next we have class schedule. The nice thing about this is it reminds where you're supposed to be for what hour. But that's kind of the actual most important thing are the email addresses, and this is in parent view as well too. So if you need to email assignment to someone, or you have a question for one of your teachers, you can come to your class schedule page, click on the email link for my name, Brian Latta, and you can send me a message. You can also look at semester 1 on the class schedule. If you don't remember what classes you've had last semester, like if you're going to enroll here soon, you click on semester 1, it'll show the last semester's classes. The next one is class websites. And how many of you have used this before? Cool. Some of your teachers are using it. Let's up here where it says me. I don't have a class website. Let's go to Mr. Dar. Do you have Dar?
No.
Yeah. Let's try one of these to see if they have anything. Any of your teachers think have a class website? Which one do you think?
Mine?
Yeah. What about?
Maybe Miss Morris.
Okay, well here's something. So in zoology, on her class website, she has some information on quizzes. Does she have any announcements, homework, or classroom documents? Some of these you'll notice a lot of these teachers don't have it right now, but when we come back in August, all the teachers will have a training on class websites and Synergy before we start school next semester, so these will all be full of information. So anything that gets posted in the gradebook will be here on the class websites. Anything, any material you're supposed to have for class or any videos you're supposed to watch will be here. There's some. So your syllabus will be there, other classroom documents. Let's look at gradebook. We'll do it briefly, quickly. So this nice thing about gradebook, it allows you to track your grades as you go. So you can see your first semester classes and their grades in the progress reporting period 1, and you can track your grades all the way through December. So see what your semester grades are, to see if you improved or decreased. Then it goes through March progress 4, and you can go all the way to May. This report card is exactly what your parents will see, so they'll see this exact same thing. You'll notice they can still email your teacher, so if they see that you have a C in Ms. Morris's class, they can find out why. They can email her. They can also check on, so you have an A in lifetime sports. So we can, you'll need to know this so you can share it with the kids. If you click on PRG4, the A by next to Myrna. Okay, so this you'll see his entire grade book for the class. So we have the fitness test, flag football, frisbee, speedball, soccer, speedball, lacrosse. You should have gotten an A on that one, right? Badminton, table tennis, and table tennis again. So you'll see all the assignments that you've had in the class. Your parents can see all the assignments that you've had in the class. They can also see notes. So in the far column, maybe you were sick that day, or you didn't suit out, or the teacher made a note about something you did that day at school. It'll be there. You can see it in the student view. Parents can see that in the parent view. But this is where all of grades will be sent out from now on. You won't get a paper copy of your grades ever. All of your grades will be in student view and parent view. That's the only way you'll be able to see them. All right, so that's gradebook and the report card. You'll notice your report card shows what your grades are just for this reporting period. So, and it'll tell you some notes that your teachers left in general comments. So incomplete, missing assignments, active participation, good, superior, all of those will show up. Parents will see that as well. Again, they can email their teachers. And then the last thing is school information. So here, under school information, if you ever need to contact a teacher by phone, if they look at school information, they can find their teacher, or any teacher in the building. Any teachers, coaches, as well as principals, custodians, counselors, paras. You can find anyone that's employed by Wichita Northwest High School. You can find their email address and their faculty phone number. We used to put these email lists on the website, but too many people spammed us, so now it's all internal. So the only way you can get them is by logging into Student View. And student info we went over already. So that's Student View. Any questions?
Nope.
Do you think you can teach your fellow students how to do this in your accuracy class today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so last thing I just want to show you so you kind of understand the difference between student view and parent view. If we click up at the top where it says Amy Martin. Oh, no, the next one. All right, so you'll notice this is a parent view account for McKenna. You'll notice that when her mom logs in, this is her mom's account. Just like yours, it has events for the day and attendance notes. So it looks like she may have missed some days here that have appeared. The one thing I wanted to show you that they have, that your parents have that you don't have, if you click on student info again, this is where you can come and make all your changes, edit information. So if your parents move, like you can share this with the kids in the class. You can tell them that if they've moved or changed addresses or changed jobs or changed phone numbers, they need to let their parents know to come into this parent view and make the appropriate changes. So they click on edit information, and then it allows them to change any of this information. So that's really helpful, especially before we get to enrollment. It saves time then. And then the next thing they have finally is family access. Anybody know what family access is?
No.
Family access is whenever you enroll, your parents sign off on policies, the waivers that you won't, the harassment, bullying policy, the technology policy, gun policy, or some of those ones. Actually, and then this family access Two, after they change the student information, when you enroll on, you can go to Family Access, and you can pay all your enrollment fees and pay for lunches. So that's kind of the difference between student view and parent view. Can we look at one thing on parent view though? One other thing under messages. Does she have any? That's unfortunate. Oh, class websites. Let's show that one because this is a different kid. So if we go up to class websites, Dar has a ton. He's a pilot teacher for next year's website. So if any of your students, when you go back to your advocacy class, they have Mr. Dar, you'll want to pull up their account so everyone can see what the class websites will look like next year. You notice he posts every day what they're doing, their letterheads, their lesson plans, DECA written events, field trip forms, finish line challenge, syllabus, all their internet resources, and all of their homework is on his student view and parent view. And each teacher will be responsible for keeping up with this next semester. Cool?
Yeah.
That includes us. So, any questions before you go back and get your forms? All right, so I'll pass out your stack of advocacy sheets. You can take those to your class today at 2:20. Make sure all of your students get the sheets. Make sure all of them sign up and enroll in the computer labs. You'll be filtering through. We've talked about that before. And also make sure that they use usernames and passwords they'll remember and that they write them down. Otherwise, they'll have to come back and want to do this again. And then finally, if there's anyone in your classes that don't have sheets or if anyone's in your classroom that didn't show up, send me an email with those listed names and then put those extra sheets in my mailbox. And I'll catch up with them in the coming weeks. Cool? Cool. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.